In today's video, we got a Black Ops 6 multiplayer map tier list, baby! Now, it's no secret that Black Ops 6 is one of the best CODs we've gotten in a long time, and possibly one of the best CODs we've gotten ever. However, there's one glaring issue that the community has with this game, and well, it's that the multiplayer maps are... let's just say they could be better. Now, that's not me saying every map in Black Ops 6 is bad. It's definitely not the case. There's actually some good maps in this game, so I thought what better than to pin these maps together and rank them. Real quick though, I do want to say at the top of this video, before the ranking commences, these are my opinions. So if you disagree, you can get the fuck out this video. Respectfully, of course. Alright, so the order we're going to rank these bad boys is in alphabetical order, just how we're doing it. And the first map we're going to start with is going to be Babylon. Alright, we're coming out the gates hot, because Babylon, man, what an absolute gem of a map. From the map flow to its size to the sight lines, this truly is one of the best maps in Black Ops 6. I don't care what you say. However, it is definitely not without some flaws. The main one being the spawns, and to be more specific, the spawn trapping. Babylon is essentially just a small square with the middle being kind of like the main combat zone and the sides along it being good for flanking or getting to the top right or bottom left corners of the map where the main spawns happen. Hence the spawning issues. Everyone pretty much knows where you're spawning, so it makes it insanely easy for any player, regardless of their skill level, to be able to spawn trap. Now, this is a bit of a double-edged sword because when you're the one spawn trapping, it's great, but because it's so easy to do it, it can just as easily happen to you just moments later, and getting spawn trapped in this map is more infuriating than trying to get a PlayStation 5 in 2021. But honestly, when the only issue with the map is the spawns, you're looking pretty good in my opinion. And to me, this map deserves no less than S tier. It's a really good map, one of the best ones. It was one of the best in the beta. And yeah, this is definitely an S tier map, one of the best in Black Ops 6. All right, next up we got, let's see, Derelict. Okay, Derelict is a bit of a weird one for me because during the beta, this is one of my more favorite maps. But as time has gone on, it slowly but surely has been moving down my list. Now, it's not to say that this is a bad map. It's definitely not. But because of the way this map is laid out with the trains, foliage, rocks, it just makes it insanely easy for campers. I can't tell you how many times I've been shot in the back by someone either camping in a train or proning on top of one. And that's probably the reason I'm not liking it as much, because in the beta, camping wasn't nearly as popular in this map as it is now. And with camping being more prevalent, it hurts the map flow and it makes it considerably more difficult to play a more aggressive playstyle, which is how I like to play. Ah, man, I'm struggling where to put this because had you asked me a month ago, I probably would have said A, but I think I'm leaning more towards going B with this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go B. I can't do A. Campers piss me off more than taxes do, bro. All right, next up, let's see, we got Extraction. Okay, Extraction is one of the more newer maps in Black Ops 6. It was added at the launch of Season 1, and because of that, I really haven't gotten too much playtime on it, but when I try to think about the games that I have played, the feeling I get is just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely not a great map either. Like, I just tend to forget about it over all the other maps we have in Black Ops 6. You got a pretty big and open outdoor area with the only cover being a helicopter, and you also have an indoor area with an elevated section. Whenever I play this map, I tend to go indoors most of the time because that's where you can play more up close and personal. The rest of the map doesn't really play well with that play style, so I tend to always play indoors. Also, the flow of this map isn't bad. In fact, for camo grinding, the outside area looks like it'd be pretty good for long shots, especially with the watchtower. But outside of that, the map to me is just, it's kind of bland. I'm leaning towards C tier with this one just because I'm not mad when I have to play it, but I'm also not going out of my way to play either. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna put this in C tier. All right, next up we got Gala. Oh boy, Gala. Okay, how can I explain this map? This map is like reaching into the bottom of a Pringles can, only to realize there are no Pringles left, and now your fucking hand's stuck. If you couldn't tell by the tone of my voice, this map is dog water. Do I have any real reason to feel this way about this map? Absolutely I do. This map is essentially just a long rectangle with no cover whatsoever. It's literally just a ton of open space. Oh, what's that? There's some cover in the middle and on the sides? Think again, pal, because for some fucked up reason, someone at Treyarch thought it would be a good idea to make everything in this godforsaken map wall bangable. But okay, alright, okay. To give this map some credit, I think aesthetically this map is pretty nice and can be good for getting long shots for camos. But outside of that, man, like, yeah, it's just not a good map. This piece of shit is getting an F tier by far. If you disagree, you might have serious issues. All right, but enough about Gala. Now we're going on to another new one with this season, Heirloom. Heirloom to me is a really interesting concept, but I don't know if I like it because the flow of the map is just very disjointed. Because you have the main section of the map where there's like this big art sculpture, you can go through it and get to the other side, but on top of that you also have a side that you can also go down where it's kind of like a hallway. And yeah, again, this map, it kind of just suffers from the same thing Gala suffers from. We're just having a lot of unnecessary open space. Again, I really like the concept, what they were trying to do with this map, and I think this map had potential, but there's just too much open space. There's just not enough cover. The flow of the map is really weird. It doesn't feel good when you're playing it. I tend to avoid this map whenever it comes up, so I think I have to give this map probably D. It's definitely not on the same level as Gala, but for me this map is definitely, it's not better than Extraction, it's not better than the other one, so I gotta put this at D. Next on the list, we got another new map, Hideout. Hideout is another new map this season, and to be honest, I'm loving this one. This map has two main structures connected by a bridge and a decently sized outdoor section, and in order to get around the map and push the opposing spawn, you either have to go inside one of the two buildings and use the bridge, or you have to go outside underneath the bridge and wrap around, or use the side door on the bigger building. The reason I'm liking this one so much is because this map is not too big and the map flow is great. You almost always know where there will be action and where you can go to get a breather, and that's because of the map's lane design. If at any point you want to try and push the opposing spawn, it forces you to go through the middle of the map and provides a rewarding feeling for getting past the opposing side's defenses to spawn trap. One thing though I don't really like about this map is the sight lines. There's a lot of windows and small structures scattered around the map that provide really easy to obtain head glitches, and that makes it really annoying to push, which definitely drags the map down a bit. But honestly, this map is still pretty good and I really don't mind playing it. With this one being so new, I'm unsure where to put it right now. I'm leaning towards B tier. I'm sure my opinion will change in the future as we get more accustomed to this map, but right now I'm definitely feeling B tier. I think I'll put it there. Next on the list, we got Lowtown. Great. We arrived at the map I'm 90% sure they got from the worst Call of Duty ever made. If you're ever with your girlfriend and her mom walks in and you need a surefire way to kill a bummer fast, just play a game of Lowtown. That shit will shrivel up faster than those garden hose commercials they used to make. This map is one of the biggest maps in the game, and to sum the map up quickly, so we're not here any longer than we have to be, this is a 3-lane map with there being a center section that is basically a courtyard, and then there's two sides, one being mostly water and the other being a shop you can go through. Both offer ways to get to the opposing spawns and also to flank the center courtyard. But because of this map's architecture and the spawns being so far back from the action, the flow is dreadful. You essentially spawn in, run for what feels like forever just to finally find someone to fight. And you better win that fight or else you'll just spawn back in just to run forever again. It is not fun and is one of the reasons why you'll only be able to play this map if it's a game in progress, because nobody in their right mind is voting this garbage. In my opinion, this is the second worst map in the game and we'll be getting a fat stinking F tier. I don't want to hear anyone complain about this. This map is genuinely that bad. All right, next on the list, we got Nuketown. I feel like I shouldn't have to really explain this one. Everyone knows this is going in S tier. Like, let's be for real here. But to talk about it a little bit, I do really like the way they brought Nuketown back and did the classic Black Ops 1 style of Nuketown. I think that was a really good touch. I will say, however, with Nuketown coming back, especially in Black Ops 6 and the engine we're playing on right now, it's never been more sweatier than it ever has been before. So if you do want to play Nuketown, if you haven't played it yet, just be warned. This map is insanely sweaty in Black Ops 6. I don't know why, but it just is. Yeah, but I don't have too much to say on Nuketown, simply for the fact that it's been one of the most iconic maps. We've known it forever, for years now, and it's one of the most beloved maps on top of that. So I really don't think I have to explain myself why I'm putting it in S tier. It is an S tier map. It's always been an S tier tier map, so yeah, it's definitely gonna go in S tier. All right, now we're on Payback. This map has really grown on me. I initially hated this map on launch, but I slowly started to really like it. The catalyst for that was the map was really good for getting HE1 to gold and Darkspine, which was just cancer. But I actually really started enjoying the gameplay of this map too. This map is considered a smaller map and has a cabin with there being an upstairs section, which is great for looking at both spawns. It also has a main room, which is camping heaven with all the furniture in there and where I tend to avoid, and a secret room that can be accessed from sliding underneath the fireplace or going through the back door on the right side of the map. There's also a side of the map which is kind of the only way to get to the opposing spawn without having to go through the cabin, which can be nice because going through the cabin, like I said, with all those campers and people just kind of like perch themselves in there, it can be really annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Had you asked me where I had put this map just a couple weeks ago, I probably would have said D tier because I really was not liking it. But as it stands right now, I think I'm gonna put it I don't know, I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. The gameplay and the flow is really good, and it's just small enough to have a lot of action, but just big enough where it's not constant action, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm gonna go A tier with this one. All right, now we got Pit. Okay, now we got a bit of a controversial one here. Pit seems to be widely hated in the community, and honestly, I don't know why. This is one of my more favorite maps in Black Ops 6, and as when this video is being made, Pit is the second smallest map in the game. And I think the gameplay is insanely fun. You're all cramped in a cave where there's 3 lanes, an elevated section where you can sit up top, pick people off from below, or use it to get to the opposite spawn and spawn trap. The spawn trapping in Pit is also one of the best because it's not easy to do, and because of the small nature of the map and how the map flows, it's very hard to get to the opposing spawn to spawn trap, but when you do, it's very rewarding and it adds a lot more to the map itself. This map also supports a variety of playstyles. You can camp up top in the elevated section or in one of the mine carts, but both of those areas are really easy to outmaneuver for a more aggressive playstyle, which lends itself to more aggressive players having an easier time with campers. Not to mention, Pit is also very good for camo grinding. Not as good as Stakeout, but I would put it as the second best in my opinion. Yeah, I don't understand the hate this map gets. Pit, in my opinion, deserves no less than A tier. If you disagree, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I think this map is just really good. All right, next up, we got Protocol. Protocol is a map that I really don't mind too much. It's not anything to write home about, but it's okay. If you haven't played it, but you have played the training mode, that's the map. Protocol is a pretty well-designed multiplayer map that I feel offers, you know, some dynamic and engaging experiences. It actually has a very unique layout, and the geometry of the map really encourages like aggressive play styles, flanking, strategic movements with like zip lines and such. The map's diversity and balance makes it a pretty enjoyable addition to the BO6 multiplayer maps, but I don't know, this map just doesn't, like, it's kind of an distraction to me. I don't mind playing it, I don't mind not playing it, so I think I'll put it in C tier for now. Next we got, oh gosh, Red Card.
The worst map in Black Ops 6.
There's a reason this map has its own tier. This map is the straw that broke the camel's back and fucked its wife. You have no idea the pain it caused to get footage for this map. If you want to know why it's so bad, just go play it. I'm not going to spend any more time than I have to on this map. Easily the worst in this game. Just, oh gosh, get out of here. All right, next on the list, we got another beta map, Rewind. My initial thoughts of this map when I played it in the beta wasn't great, but I had a friend who said he really liked this, so I tried to give it a fair shot, and I did start to like it a little more. But after the beta ended and the full game came out, I started to really just not like it again, especially when we had other maps that were far better. This map is just really long, and it suffers from the same problems I think Lowtown has with the spawning in and having to run for quite a long time just to find someone, then you die just to spawn back in, just to run again. Yeah, not enjoyable. And because of this map's unique layout, majority of people only go towards the middle section of the map and completely avoid the restaurant part. I've never had one fight inside that restaurant. There is a part of the map on the opposite side of the restaurant that is a really long open space area that can be good for long shot challenges, but outside of that, I'm just not a big fan of Rewind. I think I'm gonna have to go D with this one. It's just not my favorite. All right, next up we got Scud. Scud's another larger map in Black Ops 6 that takes place in like a desert military outpost area. The main section has like a damaged radar dish that's way too much of an overpowered position, especially because it's dictated by what side you spawn on. If you spawn next to it, congrats, you basically have an easy head glitch that can see 90% of the map. If you spawn on the opposite end, well, tough. What makes this worse is that the only way to combat someone using that radar dish is to either fight them head on, which is kind of a losing battle because they have an insane head glitch, or you have to navigate to the back of their spawn and try to get on top of the structure and come up behind them to get them, which is just not a really good gameplay design in my opinion. There are some nearby buildings that provide some cover, but they are at really unique places on the map and they tend not to see too much action, so if you go there you're really not going to be fighting anyone. This map has definitely grown on me though over time, so I think I'll place it I don't know, I think I'll place it B for right now, because I definitely, when it came out, I did not like it, but as it stands right now, I definitely like it a lot. All right, now we probably got my favorite map in the game, Skyline. This map is incredible. It's very unique in that the size of the map is on kind of the bigger side, especially for Black Ops 6 standards, but yet it can feel smaller because of the map's architecture. This really lends itself to feel much more fast-paced and have a very good map flow. It also has multiple levels of verticality to navigate, providing a mix of close quarters and long-range engagements, and the map's layout allows for a lot of really creative flanking routes, especially with the secret underground area, which takes you to the opposite side of the map and is also where you can activate the security. This map just feels really good to play, and it really does support a range of playstyles all at once. I'm definitely putting this in S tier. This is probably, like I said, my favorite map in the game and is an easy S for me. All right, next up we got another banger, Stakeout. I understand anyone that doesn't like this map, especially if those people aren't grinding camos and prefer a more relaxed, less chaotic map. However, Stakeout for me is one of the best maps in Black Ops 6, even if I wasn't grinding camos. The sheer chaos you can ensue on this map is just incredible. I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure this is the smallest map we've ever gotten in any COD ever, with the other comparison being Shipment. But where this map thrives over Shipment is its design. It's way more fair and dynamic over Shipment because it's got a roof that mitigates grenade spam, it has divided sight lines to prevent perfect line of fire, and with the map's layout too, it actually encourages different play styles like Shipment doesn't do. You have the main sight line from the kitchen to the other kitchen, that's typically where snipers tend to stay. You've also got side paths with rooms that can be good for camping but are more typically used for moving around the map. You got an open terrace section that's great for flanking, and even little things like a hidden ventilation shaft. This map for me is an easy S tier, but I completely understand why someone wouldn't like it, but for me, like I said, S tier. All right, now we're on Subsonic. This map is another great map in my opinion. The visibility of this map, I can't explain it. It's so clean and it just makes it really easy to spot someone. And it's also great because it promotes a lot of different play styles. If you want to play more aggressive, you can. Just play inside the main hangar area and you'll do work. But if you want to play more passive or long range, there's an entire outdoor section that really lends itself to that play style. While there is a lot of spots mainly inside the main hangar area around the jet that people tend to camp, it's still a great map because there are multiple ways to enter that main hangar area, which makes it impossible for any camper to be able to hold down any specific zone for too long. This is another one of my more favorite maps. It's probably in my top 3 with Skyline and Stakeout, so you already know where this thing's going. It's an easy S tier for me. All right, now we're on Vault. Vault is another one of those kind of bigger maps that I don't know, man. I can't, I don't like it. From the first time I played it, it just wasn't my favorite. I felt like the map, the way it flowed, the shortcuts you can take to flank, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It felt off. It felt weird. I feel like anytime you want to push one specific part of the map, there's going to be someone able to spot you because there's so many different sight lines that make it really annoying to try to push anything in this map, and that just really annoys me. I don't have too much to say on Vault because I don't know. It hasn't hit me the way I think it's hit some other people. I've heard some people like it, but yeah, not my favorite. I think for me, I'm gonna have to put it in F tier. I'm hoping it will grow on me in the future, but as it stands right now, definitely not. All right, next up we got Vorkuta. Vorkuta is a map I really like the way it looks, but I just hate the way it plays. The reason I don't really like this map is because it's very long. It's a very big map. There's really hardly anywhere you can go to flank because there's just very limited flanking options, and because of the size of the map, most people tend to play this map by just hanging back and using longer range weapons, which makes it, really hard to flank, especially when there's nothing that the map provides you to flank with. That being said though, this map is really easy to spawn trap and start spawn killing, which can be frustrating when it's happening to you, but once you kind of get the timing down and you can do it yourself, it actually is pretty fun. You might get some messages in your DMs afterwards. But yeah, I don't love this map. It's definitely not on the F tier level. It's not as bad as some of the other maps in this game, but it's definitely me. It's not great. I tend to not want to play it, so I think I'm gonna put this in D tier for now. All right, and finally we got the last map we're gonna be ranking today, Warhead. Warhead is the bane of my existence. Every time I go to queue face off, I always get Warhead. It doesn't matter how many times I back out, I just keep getting Warhead. The map itself, when I first played it, I actually didn't mind it, but because I kept having to play it because it kept coming up, I really started hating it. That little house on the back end of the map, if you're on that side of the spawn, you're gonna have a good game. If you're on the opposite side of the spawn with the bus, you're shit out of luck. If you're on the side with the house, all you gotta do is just get on that house and you basically have the most insane head glitch I've ever seen in any Call of Duty ever. And you can see 90% of the map at all times from that little house. And it's so annoying when people just sit up there and just will not move. That's where they are. That's where they're staying. They will not move. And going up against that time over time just really grinds my gears, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is definitely one of my more disliked maps. I really don't like this map. I did at first, but having to play it as much as I did, I really hate it now. So I'm definitely going to put it on F tier. In terms of all the F tier maps, it's probably the best one out of all of them, but it's still an F tier map to me. But there it is. The tier list is now complete in all its glory. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree with my picks? I want to hear your opinions. But anyway, guys, my name's Jay Freezy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.